Hey there, welcome to Press Play, where we take a look at the best and sometimes worst video marketing content out there. I'm Ben. That's Justin. And today we're going to take a look at book trailers. Now, a book trailer, as may seem self-evident, is a trailer for a book, kind of a video advertisement for a book. For some of our audience, maybe we need to define what a book is.
Delve into that.
Yeah, a book is one of those things. It's like a collection of words, oftentimes printed, sometimes digitally gathered, and the words make like coherent, cohesive thoughts. And and you do this,
like
or like just this,
and you
with
just stare at it, right?
and you move your eyes like left to right and kind of top down, and all of a sudden things happen in your brain. So that's essentially what a book is. This is a video for that. What goes into a good book trailer?
First, you want to trigger the imagination. Now, there are a lot of types of books out there. There's fiction, there's nonfiction, others.
That's true.
You want to give them a little taste about what the universe is.
Yeah, right. And I think one of the things about books is it lets you create that universe as you're reading it. So you want to give them enough to say, I wanted to dive into that universe, but not enough where they're kind of stuck with that image while they're reading.
Yeah, so that they can then build it themselves as they're reading.
Yeah. Okay.
Second, you want to set the tone. You want to give them a feel, is this going to be sarcastic or serious, inspirational, motivational, autobiographical? Give them a feel for where you're going with this.
Okay.
And third, you want to leave them wanting more. You want to stoke that hunger and then cut it off and make them want more.
Yeah, kind of like a good movie trailer does. And there are bad movie trailers out there, but a good movie trailer gives you just enough to say, I want to go see that movie. A good book trailer, I want to read that book.
That's right. So what do you got for us today, Ben?
I've got Thug Kitchen Lemonade Stand for us to watch.
Okay, I've seen Thug Kitchen before.
Yep, this is a secondary or tertiary book trailer for Thug Kitchen, and well, let's press play. Let's take a look.
Let's do it.
Some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Then what the hell's his name?
I don't know, but it can't be Mario.
Well, if it's the Mario Brothers and his name is Mario.
I hear what you're saying, but it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
What? Like Luigi Mario makes sense?
Hi.
Makes more sense.
What are you selling? Lemonade?
That's what the sign says.
$5.
$5? That seems a little steep for something that comes from concentrate.
Concentrate? This is made out of organic lemons, fresh fucking mint, and spring water, dipshit.
You sure ask a lot of questions for someone who's thirsty.
You know, didn't we run out of lemonade? Yeah, fresh out.
But you got... I heard it in there when you jiggled it just now.
Take a walk.
Excuse me?
Step off. Fuck off.
So, if they got married, would it be Princess Peach Mario and Mario?
Fuck, man. I don't know.
Business is slow today.
That was good.
Right?
Yeah. I'd seen the other ones before. This blew me away. I didn't think they could get more vulgar or have more fun than the first one. I did not expect it to be this good.
Well, I definitely think having kids play those lead roles, I mean, even if those had been adults, those deliveries were perfect. And for it to have been kids that did it, I mean, for it to be a lemonade stand and to take what presumably is a recipe within the book for lemonade with, organic lemons and organic
no
mint
sweetener.
and spring water and, whatever he said, fucker. Right? And so, I don't know. It makes me want to use that cookbook even though I don't cook and can't read.
Yeah, I think that they didn't quite hit all of our marks. I think they were playing out the fact that they've got a brand now. They've built a brand. People know what the universe is a little bit. This is really an entertainment piece.
Yeah, it is.
It still told you a little bit about what the book is. I mean, there's
Well-
ingredients listed.
Yeah, and I mean, the book is Thug Kitchen for social motherfuckers.
Yep.
Right? So, yeah, I don't know that there's necessarily an imagination to trigger or a world to kind of conjure.
Yeah.
But, it certainly got my attention, and it had its own world.
Yep.
May not be the world of the book. I don't know that I'd necessarily give this a check or an X. I think this one maybe gets an NA. Just because there isn't necessarily a world to create.
It certainly sets the tone.
Definitely sets the tone. In fact, I don't think we even need to discuss that. If you
Check.
can't get set the tone out of that,
Yeah.
you're watching the wrong series.
What about leaving wanting more?
Absolutely. I want to know why. Again, to go back to set the tone, I want to read a cookbook that has that kind of voice and that kind of attitude, right? I could get any kind of cookbook, right?
You probably wouldn't even cook with it.
No, I'd probably use it as like a coffee table
Right,
book more
right.
than an actual cookbook. But right? You could totally see how they could have gone the boring route and done like a whole bunch of recipes from that book, right? And maybe just had somebody fun and engaging say, look at all the shit you can make and whatever. But the fact that they went with the scene that they did just gives me that little bit of a hint of lemonade. And then, like the guy who didn't get the lemonade at the table, felt like I still wanted what they were selling me.
Yep.
So,
Fantastic.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Not bad.
What do you have for us today?
If you know me, you know that I really follow Tim Ferriss quite a bit. He's an author, an investor, an advisor, an athlete, a lot of things. But this one in particular is called, the book is called 4 Hour Chef.
Okay.
It's in a series almost like this. He has several before it, so I think we might get a sense of what to expect because he's had this 4 hour work week, 4 hour body, and then 4 hour chef.
Okay.
So let's have a look.
Let's press play. I feel like maybe we should change the title of this episode to
Cookbooks?
Cookbook trailers.
Yeah.
That was really interesting, very energetic and very engaging.
Yeah, I read the book before I actually saw this.
Okay.
So it kind of changes my perspective a little bit. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts were on it.
No, I think it gave. That was the first time I've seen this, so it gives me a sense that it goes into probably the entire process from actually like sourcing the food all the way through preparing it, how to prepare properly, but also probably a lot of nutritional information and how to cook things certain ways. And it had a very modern. I think the quick cuts in the video made me think that probably the book is very well-paced, quickly paced, and kind of graphic at times. So it does feel like something that's accessible and has a ton of information in it, would be my guess. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like there was a lot packed into that.
I think you nailed what the book is. I mean, they did a good job.
Good job on that.
Yeah, it's a book about learning, and he uses cooking as an allegory or metaphor for how to learn certain things and breaks them down into steps and modules, and then brings it back to cooking, and then dives into learning and back and forth. But yeah, I mean, you do learn a lot about food, but you learn a lot about survival techniques or language or any number of things. So.
Okay, so let's take a look at our elements. Does it trigger the imagination?
Yeah, I mean, it's titled a cookbook. I mean, it implies that it's a cookbook, but there's basketball, there's building fires, there's any number of other things that it is kind of like, well, what does basketball have to do with cooking? So to me, it did.
Okay. Set the tone.
Yes, fast-paced, a lot of variety.
Yep.
I feel like. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I definitely got that out of it. And if that's how you describe the book too, then yeah, having seen that video for the first time, having not seen the book, my guess is it nailed that. Okay. Did it leave him wanting more?
Again, it's difficult for me to say having read it first, but
I'm hungry.
Yeah. I mean, from how to dice onions to sharpening a knife. I mean, it's any number of things. He gives you a taste for what it's going to tell you, but doesn't tell you, and so it left me wanting more.
Okay, great. Well, there you have it. That's 2 fantastic cookbook trailers. If you've got any book trailers or cookbook trailers that you want us to see, you think are great or bad, maybe, go ahead and put them in the comments. We'd love to check them out. And we'll see you next time on Press Play.
Bye.
I am hungry.